I make them good girls go bad. And what's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Strength Classroom. Today I'm going to talk about why every home gym, just in general, should have a trap bar. Go a little bit further. Open trap bar might be a little bit better, explore some more options, but just a trap bar in general is a good investment. Now, I just got my trap bar. I used to have one a while back. It was too big and clunky, and I find I wasn't really using it that much. But I just bought one because I want to do some other things with it that some other pieces of equipment can't really accomplish without like the convenience of it. So I got one. I got it from a company named Northern Fitness. It is up in Canada. I really like how long the sleeves are and how the handles are built. The only thing, I said this in another video, is the knurling is so sharp. And it tore the hell out of my hands the first time I went heavy with it. But the reason you should have trap bars in your training routine, and if you own a gym, in your gym, is it's a very beginner-friendly way to deadlift. Whether it's high handle or low handle, it doesn't matter. It's very beginner-friendly. There's less stress on the lumbar spine. However, I need to stress that, that's ironic. I need to stress that just because there's slightly less stress on the lumbar spine does not mean you cannot injure your back using this piece of equipment. Okay, people think this is like safer for your lower back and like completely safe and there's no risk of hurting yourself. That can't be further from the truth. Just because there's less stress doesn't mean there's zero stress. When you use a trap bar, it helps improve your straight bar deadlifts. For example, when I was first training my friend when he was very, very young, he was able to only work up to, I think, 3 plates-ish on trap bar deadlifts. But then he was able to pass that with regular deadlifts once we switched over, and he was able to do more. So it's a good introductory piece. And even if you're not learning, a trap bar deadlift can still be very effective in your training. It's a different stimulus, it's easy to set up, it's just a deadlift variation in general. And if you have some sort of limitation, like your knees are bothering you, you can do a trap bar deadlift maybe off deficits. It basically gives you a piece of equipment to play around with when other things might not be going well. If you have one that's rackable, you can use it for overhead presses, you can use it for rows, you can use it for weighted carries. There's so many things you can do with it. It has much more quad stimulation just because of where the bar is. I'd say it's easier to learn. The weight distribution is different where it's kind of like closer to the midline of your body. It's less of a hinge. The heavier loads are definitely something that's going to help grow your upper back and traps a lot more. You're maybe going to get a little bit like 5 to 10% heavier with the low handles. If you're doing the high handles, you can turn it into an ego lift and get a lot higher. I suggest you stick with the low handles and maybe just have the high handles for, let's say, weighted carries or something like that. You can use them for weighted jumps. I find, let's say you need straps with 500 pounds on a straight bar deadlift. You definitely won't need that on the trap bar. It's a little more forgiving on your grip. There's no risk of bicep tears or anything on your biceps, really. It's just a great overall strength builder. It's not going to be super specific strength. You don't have to worry about scraping your shins. It's pretty good for taller lifts, or lifters, I should say. It engages your core. It engages your transverse abdominis in a way I'll talk about in another video. But just some exercises off the top of my head that you could do. You could do trap bar deadlifts, farmer's walks. You can do shrugs with them. You can do overhead presses with them. If you have an open version, you can do lunges with them. There's so many things you can do. But even if you could only deadlift with them, I would say it's a great thing to have in your arsenal. I think too many people think, oh, trap bars, I can lift 500 pounds more than my normal deadlift. It's only ego exercise. What's the point of doing them? And I feel like that's the wrong approach. I've had my trap bar for at least 3 weeks, let's say, and I like it. What are your guys' thoughts on trap bars? I think they're a very, very integral part to strength training, whether it's the easiness of learning the movement, the fact that you don't risk a bicep tear. It might be a little bit more favorable on your lower back. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. I hope you like this video. Like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a great day.